time for the summer, baby. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning today. My name is DJ Red, and I'm the host of Life After Death, and we are on Digital Soapbox Network, so make sure you're a subscriber. Today's is my 5th episode, and we got a hell of a good subject today. Today I got 2 guests. I have Gina Silva to my right, and I have Deanna Friedman to my left. Hi. And so today's episode is strictly about women, and especially we're going to talk about the song W.A.P. And the subject matter for today is expressing your sexuality from a woman, and what that really means, expressing your sexuality. So let's say hello to Gina, and say hello to everybody, Gina.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm excited about this topic.
Me too. I'm glad you're here, and you look very good today. And Deanna, say hello.
Hi, I'm actually excited to be a guest today. I'm usually a part of your live audience. I've been here since day one.
Yes, ma'am. So I just want to say one thing. I'm gonna speak a little Portuguese.
Okay.
Você parece bem. Você parece bem.
Obrigada.
De nada. And what that means is both you guys look beautiful. You guys look really good. So thank you for coming today. So let's get to it. There's a new song by Cardi B, which I love as a grown man, but the name of the song is called W.A.P. W.A.P. And what that stands for, excuse my language, I don't mean to be offensive, but the name of the song is W.A.P., which means wet ass pussy. So what they're talking about is they're expressing their sexuality. Me as a man, that's why I invited both of you guys to come to my show, because I want to know when a woman says I'm expressing my sexuality, I don't know what that means. So I'm counting on you to educate me, Brian, Elliot, everybody who will be watching, all men and young ladies, because we want to empower, educate, and influence,
of
right?
course.
So, first of all, have you heard the song?
Yes, a few times. And the video is even better.
The
video is very, very explicit, very sexual. Really, it's funny, kind of like a double standard being a female, because the world has created this huge sexual industry, and we're kind of not even invited to the party. We're the stars of the show, but they prefer us to be more seen and not heard, which is why I think people really like strippers, because they're just dancing. You don't really hear her talking. You don't hear her asking for anything, except for if you want to have a good time.
Basically, you just...
Right. So... we've created this huge sexual industry, and then when you do have women who are like Cardi and also Meg Thee Stallion, another explicit lyricist,
Lil' Kim.
Right, Lil' Kim, but just particular them two together in this song. People are making a big deal because they're just like ass and titties, and it's in your face, and talking about, oral gratification a lot. People don't like hearing women say that kind of stuff, but they do love participating in it. They love those kind of girls.
I agree.
They just don't want to really hear them bragging about it.
I agree. Okay. So Gina, have you heard the song
I have
Wet
heard the
Ass
song.
Pussy? Have you heard
Yes,
the song?
I
So
have.
weigh in on that.
Well, I think they're 2 incredibly talented female artists.
I agree.
I think that the video was great, and I think that... expressing your sexuality is an individual thing, and every woman should have the ability to be comfortable expressing what's comfortable for her.
And what's comfortable for you, Gina?
Well, this is where I dig into the part about I'm Brazilian. I'm from Brazil.
Hey.
And anywhere in the world where I am, and somebody asks me where I'm from, and I say I'm from Brazil, especially if it's a male, their eyes light up.
Stigmatized.
Like we're some kind of sexual creatures, because we invented the G-string. But in reality, Brazil has the biggest Catholic population in the world. These are very religious people, yet they don't see the human body as something to be ashamed of. They don't view it as ugly or shameful or something you should hide. We did invent the G-string after all.
Okay, but okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, children from the as early as they can remember, these children shows that they have on during the day. Like here we have Sesame Street, that kind of stuff. Well, there it's usually a female with an audience, and she's dressed very sexily, but nobody freaks out about it because that's the norm. And that's how it is. Beer commercials are women running in slow motion down the beach topless. And so when you grow up seeing these things
On TV,
regular TV,
like Channel 4, Channel 5.
yes.
Hold on.
So I think that it kind of comes down to how you perceive, how you're raised to perceive the human body. Like boobs are literally functioning body organs.
They are.
They're there
No
to
doubt.
nurture us as infants. They're body organs, but they've been sexualized over time. But in Brazil, especially since they're more booty people,
Beautiful.
yes, they don't freak out about it. And again, these are very religious people. They've 52 saint holidays a year. And they take their religion very seriously, but the human body and sexuality and women being sexy is not something that's frowned upon or looked as ugly.
And I totally agree. But I wanna stop you on that, and we're gonna go further into that right there. I just want to know a little bit about your background, also.
Okay.
Brianna, so tell us where you grew up and
Well,
where you born.
that's
and
really
whatever.
funny that you said a big, huge religious background. Because, see, I'm from Detroit, and I swear some of the best booty shakers, you're going to see them on Sunday at church. Black people and stuff, we love church and singing and praising and all that other stuff. But black women, a lot of us just exude sex, just look like sex. Some of my friends were so developed as young girls, 13 years old with double D's, and people treat them like they're older because they're more developed. I'm tall, so older men always approach me just thinking I'm older because I'm taller, I have my lipstick on. I'm like, no, I'm really 15. I'm just look long, and my friend has big breasts. But we're kids, So that's always interesting.
Well, it's this song right here. Me, I'm a parent. I got 6-year-old
I'm a parent
twins.
as well, yeah.
So this song for people who are extremely conservative. This song is not meant for children.
Right, it's not.
But children have access to it. So what I'm saying is they have access to it. These teenagers, these adolescents, they have access to it because everybody has a cell phone.
Right.
See, when I was a child, Richard Pryor,
Right.
he's a comedian, so his albums, they came out in albums, and we would have to go to the living room, put it on there, take moms and pops, album, put it and turn it down real low. See, now there was no social media at that time, so nowadays we got these teenagers, these high schoolers, these junior high kids, and the body image that is being shown. For me as a grown man, I'ma say I love the damn video. Actually, she gonna be dressed up like that. Yeah. So thank you for that,
Right.
Cardi. But the fact of the matter is the image. These women got power, man. You women
Right.
are so damn powerful.
Right. And I
So
wanna
using that power that you guys have of the power of influence, especially these younger girls. Now again, I love the damn song. I love it. There's no doubt about it. But I won't let my children hear that song because it's depicting something that a teenage girl who is in her developmental stages is saying, well, I got to get a big booty like that. My lips need to be done, or I need to enhance and they're going to act beyond their years. I'm just saying.
Right. Very, very true. But here comes the double standard is
Exactly.
that here this song people want to act like this broke the mold of disrespect and distasteful lyrics. I've been hearing horrifying shit since I was like kid on the radio.
Yeah.
I'm talking about You know, it ain't no fun if the homie can't have none.
And that's the
Before
conservative people.
Right. But
Yeah.
before I even was engaging in sexual activities, I heard a man on the radio tell me it's not no fun if the homie can't have none. So by 12, I'm already thinking, oh, I'm going to have to give it up to him and his friend, or I'm going to have to bring one for his friend. So as far as influence and access, it has kind of always been there. It's just now, like you said, in your face, in your hand. You know, some of like the worst stuff I ever heard was right at school, just in the bathroom. Like, you did what? What happened? Who did what? Is at school.
Yeah.
You know, so now that kids have this whole thing right here in their phone, access to it, even if you're monitoring their followers, you don't even have to be following this stuff. Their kids just see it. So I totally understand that. But if we keep on making a big deal about what little girls see, we have to make a big deal about what little boys see too.
Exactly.
We have
and
to.
It's about the little boys too, because
Right.
they're gonna have to get acceptance from their friends. And when I was growing up, you know, some of the, you know, in elementary and junior high school, some of my classmates were more developed than others.
Right.
You know, in order to be cool, they had to do certain things. Now, what is your thoughts as the influence that the power of Cardi B, love you, and Megan Thee Stallion, love you too, the power that they can have. Now, I don't fault them for that song because Luke did it in the 80s, you know, and there's a song that was written in the 1920s, and her name was Lucille Bogan, and she wrote a song called
Shouldn't be fucking all night.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she talking
I know
about
you're talking about.
fucking all night
Fucking all
long,
night
you know,
long.
eating coochie and same thing that Megan Thee Stallion was talking about, you
Right.
know,
And this was
and
in
no, I'm
20s.
not a bottom feeder, you know, because she said that in the song, but
Nothing wrong with bottom.
yeah, but Lucille Bogan wrote, this is the 1920s right here, and she had the exact same song, but it was with a banjo, so. You know, I'm gonna throw it to you now.
Well, I think there's two parts to it. I think one, parents can monitor their kids' devices. I don't think a 10-year-old needs an iPhone with internet access on it. I understand a parent wanting for them to have a phone to call for emergencies, but they don't need the internet on it.
Well, this is
Now
new
their
age,
their friend has one that has internet on it, and it's going to show it to them, right? So you can only do what you can do as a parent. Do your best. But what really it comes down to is parenting.
Right.
Having the conversations with your children. A lot of these conservative people, they're so afraid to talk about the subject of sex. Remember Nipplegate? Remember when Janet Jackson at the Super? It was like people were melting,
Right.
furious over
yeah.
that.
I was loving it.
But as a parent, and me, I'm a parent. I'm a single parent. I'm raising a boy. He's going to be 10 years old, and he is already very mannish. I've already had to go up to the school. He didn't fought boys about girls already, and he was only in 3rd grade while this was happening. So I can only control what I can control at my home. But then he goes to dad's house, and little boys are encouraged to look at Cardi. You don't want your daughter anywhere near Cardi in this video, you know, but
It's not age appropriate.
right,
it's
and no,
sex.
of course it's not age appropriate. And you brought up your niece and stuff like that. Of course, you don't want them anywhere near it. But as I'm a mother raising a boy, people are more encouraging of my son seeing stuff like that. They're like, oh, well, don't discourage him just in case. They want to make him so much more of a man faster.
It's a double standard, you know, and
Yeah.
I totally agree because a discussion I had with some friends the other day, you know, is if I go into that apartment building and I go bed every woman in that apartment building, my buddy's gonna look at me as a superstar, as a stud, as a playboy, as a stud, you know,
Right.
as you know. But if you Deanna or you Gina go inside of the apartment building and do every guy in that building, they're gonna look at you as oh my goodness, you know, what the hell are they talking about? See, I told you.
Terrible.
I told you. But it's I think that with the responsibility that I have now, you know, because, you know, I spent 17 years in the penitentiary and I'm an advocate for that positive change. Right? So I try to use my platforms to influence and say, see, where I was,
Right.
and where I'm at now, you know. So, me personally, this is my personal opinion, is that they have every right to make their music, and the people that have every right to complain or rejoice about their music, right? Because I'm
Or just talk to your kids. How about
or
that?
talk to the
Have
kids.
a
Now,
conversation.
now,
Right.
now, these conservative cats, men and women, what I'm hearing is that they're comparing Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to Queen Latifah. Totally different thing. You know, what I'm saying is comparing that she would never say that. Or and then I have other people saying, what's that Taylor
Well-
Swift wouldn't make a song like this, or stuff like
Well,
that.
Every
So
artist has a different.
exactly.
has a
and
different
quiet
style.
as
And
kept,
so
quiet as kept, Queen Latifah really don't want no man like that.
I
Like,
know,
so
I
she
know.
wasn't
She
like,
wasn't
oh, put it on me.
sexualized.
She
Yeah.
was demanding
Yeah.
of to be, she came out in a blazer and a hat on and was
Mm-hmm.
very, very demanding of this is what I'm here to be, UNITY, don't be calling me no bitch.
Right.
Cardi B was an exotic dancer.
Right.
speak on it.
Who
Right.
is now married to another rapper who is all about, shaking and,
Right,
and
right.
bad and bougie and all that other stuff. So this is her lifestyle. And she's now a married woman, married with a child. And, describing her sexuality and whatnot. She's a stripper who makes stripper music. So I really don't understand
Right.
the
There's no
huge
comparison.
issues around it.
Is-
You can't
is-
compare her to Queen.
No,
I
you
know,
can't.
Queen
and
Latifah came out
these are the
differently.
conversations I've been actually having with people. So I'm hearing people, I'm hearing them, and saying, everybody's entitled to their own opinion,
Right, right.
But the fact of the matter is that right now it's all about when they say I'm expressing my sexuality, and I don't want to talk politics. Again, I love the damn song.
Right.
But I don't want to talk politics. This is just a buzz that's in the air. Some people yes, some people no, whatever. But it comes to you women, to educate me, and the male gender, specifically. What does it mean to you? I'm gonna ask Gina first. What does it mean to you personally that I'm expressing my sex? Because you look very sexy. Both of you look very sexy right now. But what does that mean that you're expressing your sexuality? And what does that entail?
For me,
Yes.
personally,
Yes.
it has to do with how I feel about myself. If you're feeling good and something you're wearing, you're feeling sexy, I'm going to wear it because I'm going to wear it for me. I'm going to feel good. I'm feeling good. If I get flirted with throughout the night, fine. Who doesn't like flattery? That's great. We all like flattery, right? It doesn't mean I'm looking for something, asking for something, or deserve anything. It just means I feel good. You know what? I got a tan this weekend, and my cleavage looks pretty damn good right now because it's nice and tan.
Right.
So I'm going to wear a low cut
Right.
because it makes me feel good. That's it. I think it's different for every woman, how far they want to take it. But I think that every woman has the right to take it as far as she wants without being judged for it.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. I'm gonna continue. How about you? What does that mean to you? Expressing your sexuality.
Well,
What does it entail?
Well, I just want to say, like, newsflash to all men: women like sex. We love sex, and kind of the older I get, the more I know. I know exactly what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and I don't have to feel like I'm this. When you're young, sometimes you end up
Awkward.
you don't even want to do it with a dude. You like him, but you're like, okay, and you don't really know what's going on. Sometimes some of my friends have been with a guy so long they haven't even had an orgasm with him. They're just, struggling
Going
with
through the
sex.
motions.
Well, a lot of women are out here having bad sex because they're
Yes.
so scared to express themselves.
We don't talk about it.
We are tired of that, I think, as a whole. Women are starting to be much more like, look, I need you to
Right.
come, put it down. If not,
What about
gotta
you?
go.
I want to know about you, and what does it mean to you to express your sexuality, physically, mentally, spiritually, all aspects of Deanna sexuality,
Well-
and how do you express that?
Well,
Not just sexually, but like what Gina was saying, your opinion.
Well, I am sexy for me, just like she is,
Yes,
you know?
ma'am.
Like, this happens all the time. If this is what you said, oh, I look beautiful today, oh, you know what? I'm going to look like this tomorrow, too. I'm not, that's why the song was so popular. I woke up like this. All girls feel like that. Like, I'm fly for me. I'm wearing Victoria's Secret under here for me. No, I may not have a date after this, but it's for me. I wake up, I shave my legs for me. I make sure my lipstick's for me. I smell good for me, and men are an attribute to me feeling sexier. Of course, we do like attention from men, but at the same time, I like attention from her too. Like
Other
I would
women,
like for her to enjoy my shirt as well. Like I'm every day is my runway, basically, as a woman. I'm
Same thing
my
with a
own
man,
reputation.
we got that low riders,
Right,
we got them
right.
hardest. We want the attention from total strangers.
Right.
But sometimes same question for you too, Gina. Have you ever got any negative feedback from dressing because you are a grown ass woman?
I get negative.
And how do you handle that?
Oh,
Can you give us,
I get negative all the time. Let me just give you a little quick about my background real quick. I used to be a battle rapper, so that is one of the most intense forms of the hip hop industry. We're
I get
in
down a
each
little
other's
bit, too.
face, just ridiculing each other. You do this, you do that. They talk about you any kind of way. Your body, anything you say will be used against you at your battle, you know? So a lot of times, me, oh, you're a single mom. Oh, you lost your man. Blah, blah, blah. Just little stuff like that. Like, I didn't lose him. I was putting it down on him. What are you talking about? You don't know me. So little stuff like that is what's kind of negative. People look at you as if, oh, I guess she's single, so maybe she's bad in bed or she's annoying or little shit like that.
She's insecure.
Yeah,
She
something's
needs
wrong with her.
attention, yeah.
She doesn't, something's missing. So that's the only thing that really sucks is like, sometimes just being single, people lose value to you or they just like, oh, she's just out here to be a hoe. Like sometimes you just walk in a place and you're like, hey, you know what? I am the baddest looking bitch in here.
Yeah.
And I feel that way.
And I feel that way.
And you guys feel that way, but now it's a problem because I feel that way.
So it's so you may dress a certain way. You may dress a certain way. Say you might go to the supermarket, Ralph's, Trader Joe's, where you might be at the store paying a bill, and you entitled to wear what the hell you want to wear because that's your prerogative and you're a grown ass woman.
Right.
But if you're, I'm just as a man, because I'm asking questions for a lot of men.
Okay.
So please don't take this personal.
Right.
Just asking questions like for a lot of men. If you are dressed, you may think it's not provocative.
Right.
You got them little shorts on.
Okay.
You got your navel showing.
Like my split in my
like your
leg
split,
today.
and you up at the
But what do you think this means?
No. I'm just saying. So we walk into a store and we see this ebony, beautiful, sexy woman, right?
Right.
See this Brazilian woman with this purple hair and some yoga pants.
You and these yoga pants.
I know.
You in them yoga pants.
He is always talking about yoga pants.
So you are right there in the store, and a cat push up on you.
Happens every day.
Okay, so how do you deal with that? Because you mind your own business, but you look hella good.
No.
And he gonna push up on you, be like, hey, what's happening?
Right, and then this is where some of the fear comes in as a woman, because even in general, I promise you, this is what I'm thinking. As a woman, sometimes single, I'm preparing to whoop every man that walks by me's ass. I don't know what he's capable of or anything. So
at
as a woman,
Starbucks
we're
getting a
always,
coffee.
Yeah, we're at Starbucks getting coffee, but he might walk up to me and grab me by the pussy, like, what's happening out here?
Like the president.
Yeah, so I'm always like, hold on. Like, it doesn't even matter. So even if we are at Starbucks, I do kind of always have my guard up. I am like, what's going on? Even right now, COVID, I'm wearing a mask. Men are coming up to me, so what's up, beautiful? I'm like, how do you know I'm beautiful under here? Men are kind of always on the prowl. So it is easy to walk past some of the best offers ever because some of them are just on it.
But that's what I'm seeing, as a man, and that's what we see. So I'm sitting there at Starbucks. I see this 5-foot Brazilian woman with purple hair with, more ass than Mobile got gas, and I push up on her and she's like, how you doing today? Can I get that latte for you? And she, give me that look. All I'm trying to do is be polite. For one thing,
You know what?
she's attractive. I'm physically
Because
attracted to her.
unfortunately for you, 3 other dudes just came up and did the same thing with like no extra. Like you gotta come juggle a little bit. You gotta
Ain't
come
no woman
be
ever
real
came up to me
cool.
in Starbucks and offered to buy me nothing. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's negative. That's some feedback that you may not want to get because you got the tan, you got your cleavage showing, you're up in the thing, you're feeling all,
I think that when I'm dressed sexy and I know I'm
These are
looking
just
sexy,
these are just scenarios now.
I expect to get that attention. Now there's a difference. flattery is one thing. You can respectfully ask a woman, "Hey, are you know, you're looking good today. Are you single?" And then when she tells you no, you walk away. Sorry, my bad. That's a difference between that and somebody, you know, grabbing you or wanting to be all up on you.
Yeah,
Or
some weirdos.
so
some
there's some
weirdos.
weirdos.
But
So
you know, there's
flattery.
gentlemen out there.
When
I'm
I'm dressed, let me give you an example.
I'm a gentleman.
Let me give you an example. 2 days ago, I'm leaving Trader Joe's, and a car pulls up next to me, an Escalade. A couple young guys in there in their 20s.
What were you wearing?
I was looking pretty good.
What were you wearing?
My cleavage was out, and I had a black pencil, tight skirt on. And I'm just walking into the supermarket, and the car rolls up and stops, and the driver says, "Excuse me, are you available?" And I kind of laughed because they were so young, and I said, "Oh, you're so sweet. I'm in my 40s, married with 2 kids, but thank you. You just made my day." And they all laughed and they drove off. So
Oh,
it's
that
like,
happens like that all the time.
it's, it's
Sometimes men just come up to you like, "Oh, I know your man's lucky," and you're like, "Oh yeah, he is. He really is." Or
Exactly.
sometimes men are like, "Where your man at? He's at home with my big dog. We just keep it
They
pushing."
come at you like that. Where your man at?
Yeah, sometimes men are just like, "Oh, where you got a man? Where your man at?" Like some, because I smoke. Sometimes I go to like the smoke shop or something. They'll see me standing in line or something, try to holler, "Oh, so what's up, girl? Where you finna head to?" Like, "Oh, who you cooking dinner for?" Like, I'm cooking dinner for my man. He's at home. He's chilling. Sometimes it's just quick, fast. Now, not every man that has approached me in life has been horrendous. Sometimes I am like, "Ooh," or sometimes I let a man know you can approach me. That happens too. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I want one of those." That happens. We know what we're looking for as well. So not every man's gonna get turned down. No, and that's where the whole apartment building thing came in. It's like, as a woman, sometimes when you're single, and especially online, sometimes people just message you. They have straight access to you. If they know you don't live with somebody or you're not married, they'll just, "Hey, so what's up? What you up to?" Blah blah blah. Or, "Oh, you looking good today?" Post a picture or something like that. It's so easy to try to holler now, and so easy to remove it. So it's the approaching, the whole shoot your shot thing is, guys are just throwing layups.
So I'm starting to see the light now. I'm starting to see the light now.
I'm glad.
Because again, I'm a father of twin girls. So I'm showing them I'm their superhero right now. That's what I am. I wake my girls up every day, and I wake them up and say, "Only a kiss from a king can wake up a sleeping princess," and I give them a kiss because I want them to see what a strong male role model is, because that's my responsibility.
Right.
Now, as we're not going to talk about being single women now, we're talking about being mothers now, and your role, and to educate us, because I know that when I put these certain fits on, just like both of you said, I'm feeling it. I'm peacocking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to be seen. When I'm on my hog, I don't have to rev them pipes up loud. I want total strangers to recognize me.
Right.
It makes me feel a little good. So this is the part that I'm being educated on right now, because it makes me feel good. No, I don't have low self-esteem, and I don't think that women have low self-esteem if they want to dress.
Everybody likes flattery.
Everybody loves flattery.
Right.
That's why the word
but
exists.
basically, what you guys have done for me today is you guys have shed some light. So when we go back home, I can behave differently, because I love when she put on them little booty shorts and walk around the house, and I start speaking Portuguese to her.
Right.
Você tem soca de
But see, like you
arroz,
said, those little booty shorts around the house. Sometimes I'll let's say booty shorts around the house. Then I run to the store
Run to
in
the
the booty
7-Eleven.
shorts. That's when the problem is. That's when men think, oh, she out here like this. No, I'm really just need some more flour for this chicken. I'm not out here on
You're
the
gonna
market.
attract that negative attention that you may not
That's
want, the
it.
weirdos.
Right, but I'm just running to the store, player. And it's hot outside. It's 102.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
You know.
I'm
But
sorry.
it's
I
some
wore
weird,
mine
it's some weird
yesterday.
cats out there.
There is, but it happens by accident. You're like, oh, you know what? I really shouldn't even be out here.
Yeah.
Or some nights I feel like the fancier I get, the less attention because sometimes men don't like a lot of work. You know,
I'm gonna tell you a
they don't
funny
like a lot of
story
work.
real
Sometimes
quick.
they see fancy girl and they're like,
Now
"Ooh."
it just
Stick to
it
the
just
girl
struck a
in the
memory right
PJs.
now. I was at Costco and it was hot and I'm wearing a slingshot and when I'm checking out, you know, having all my groceries. So the woman, who was checking us out that one time, she looked at me. She didn't see her, and she says, "Are you a personal trainer?" I'm like, no, but I didn't catch it.
oh yeah, she was sizing you up.
I
Like you
didn't- I
work
didn't-
out,
I-
you be lifting things.
Yeah,
That's what she
you're a
was
personal
saying.
trainer. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't catch it. So, but she caught it,
Yeah,
and her like, wow,
definitely.
came out. But yeah, I want to get back on track real quick. Now as grown women and as parents, your daughters, your son, we're going to talk to you first. Your daughters, how would you educate them, influence them? Because you're a role model for these little girls. How would you educate, empower, and be that example so they don't get caught up with maybe low self-esteem because when they get a certain age, they may her friends may be more developed than she is, and she's like, I want that too, so I'm gonna get this surgery when I turn 18. You see what I'm saying? How would you deal with that? Because you said parenting.
Well, I think, open communication in the household is the biggest thing. Your kids need to feel like they can come to you and ask any question they want. I think that's the most important thing. I think if a kid is allowed to ask any question they want and you respond in a way that educates them rather than being upset that they asked you the question, because a lot of times, like, where'd you hear that? How do you know about that? Who told you what a penis is? Or who told you, explain it to them. Show them the way. I think that, again, it's hard for me because I come from a different culture where this isn't such a big deal.
Right.
So I would, like, sometimes he gets upset if one of the girls has shorts on. They're just shorts.
Right.
Like he wants them to be down to their knees.
But they're rolling them up.
But
it's hot.
yeah, it is hot.
They're not
dealt
booty
with that.
shorts.
I dealt with that a lot because my brother growing up, he's in Detroit. So the girls weren't wearing as short as shit as I was wearing growing up over here. My brother has 10 years older than me. So he'd be like, Mom, you see what Deanna got it on here? And my mom was like, what? Like, I bought her those. Like, we just went to Forever 21. It's just the shorts.
They're
It really
just
is.
shorts.
It really is just shorts.
Why-
I know you feel like that, Dad, but it's just shorts.
One of the twins walked down the hallway and I looked. I was like, a lot of your shirt is missing. She had a big.
It was a
crap.
cutout
No,
in the
it was
back.
in the
Shut
back.
it
I'm
up.
like,
It
where,
was a cutout
where,
in the
where the
back.
rest of your
Okay.
shirt at?
Okay.
And then
Cuts.
Lola, she had like folded her shorts up. I'm like, why are you doing
It's
that?
hot.
So this is a father.
Right. No, see, I don't have
father,
those
a
problems
daddy.
because that's a girl. I'm raising a son.
So that's dad right there, and that's a lot of dads are gonna be watching this right here.
Right.
I think that, again, open communication when they're old enough, mature enough to understand scientific when they go to science class and you can teach them about biology and then
Well,
you get
that's my responsibility too as a father.
Right.
Is to say this right here. Is to teach them this right here.
Yeah. First of all, if you raise a kid with a lot of love and a lot of communication and open arms, they will always come back to you for advice. They will always respect your advice, and they won't want to disappoint you. and they would have learned the truth from you rather than their friends and their buddies out on the playground. So I think for me,
Exactly.
it all boils down to
Exactly.
open communication with your kids, and do not be afraid to talk about the things that they ask you about. You know, like when not to get off the subject real quick, but when the protests were when all the protesting was going on, and the girls would see it on TV, and they would ask, what's happening? Why are all these people mad? I had to find a way to delicately explain to them, these people are mad because something happened that they didn't like and they wanted to change. So, let them ask their questions, be open and honest, and don't hold back. And when the older they get, the more you know what to say, what's
Yes.
appropriate and what's not. That's parenting. I mean,
That's
that's what you're
parenting.
supposed to do. You're literally building an adult.
That exact. Now that's my duty as a dad, is to develop and influence and empower spiritual, mental, powerful giants in those two little girls. So
Right.
now we talked about the little girl influence.
Right.
Now a little boy, and I have no experience with that right there.
It
And you as a
is-
mother raising this 10-year-old boy,
Man.
is how he will view women.
My son is, well, he is having a very, very interesting life just growing up because he's raised in, kind of two separate households. And his father is very involved. And even if his dad doesn't come, his grandfather and grandmother are very, very involved. They're obsessed with my child. He looks just like his father. So with him, he's a boy and he's trying to be as private from mommy as possible. Like, Mom, you're a girl. So I have to bust in like, hey, I'm cool and I been did what you did, homie. So what's up? I have to. It's very different. And my son he is testing me. My son is so advanced where I could tell you a story right now. You wouldn't even believe it. My son's 3rd grade. There was a girl, they've been chopping it up. He's like, Mom, I'm buying hot Cheetos for her, everything. A new kid comes to school. My son mobs up on the kid. He's been flirting with his girl. My son told the kid, hey, like, stop talking to my girl. My son's 9 years old, okay, when this happens. My whole family thinks it's hilarious. I'm crying my eyes out when the school calls me. So my son walks up to him like, hey, stop talking to my girl. The new kid, he's gangster. He tells my son, like, bitch, I talk to who I want to. These are 3rd graders. I get this call. I'm at work. This is 3rd grade. So I'm just letting you know, this is 3rd grade. And I live in Orange County, too. I'm not even in LA, like the city, urban kids. We're in the suburbs, even worse, because these kids have money. They're going fast. So my son tells the kid, stop talking to my girl. The kid tells my son, bitch, I talk to who I want to. My son tells him, bet. Puts his finger up, says, bet. Couple hours later, it's lunchtime. The bell rings. My son, my 9-year-old, okay? Hey, you guys, it's time. 6 kids rally around this new kid, and they totally, like, throwing sand at him, all this other stuff. These are 3rd graders about a girl. So I had to really sit there and just evaluate every single thing, like what was going on. I didn't even know what was going on because he's so private. So it's really hard. I wish it was a girl because she'd be like, mommy, mommy, mommy. But my son is trying his hardest to be tough. His father was just incarcerated too and just got out a little bit early due to COVID. He was gone for like 6 months. My son was just testing me. Like, I'm a man out here, he wants chains. Like, you're talking about the shorts rolling up. My son, he wants a big chain like my boyfriend wears. He wants a chain. He wants a chain. He wants the sunglasses. He has money. My son, his dad gives him a little money. He saves it. My 9-year-old's walking around with $75 already. I'm like, where do you get this money? Oh, my dad, my grandpa. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not taking his little money, but he's so fast. And everybody around me is encouraging of it. Because, like, he a man. He going to be hustling when he get older. He already saving money. And I'm like, he's 9 and I'm ready to smack the life out of him, put Ninja Turtles on him again, and that's it.
Yeah.
But everybody else, because he's a boy, hey, this is good. He going to be a leader.
Yeah, but
Right, da-da-da. So that's what's so hard. It really is so hard being a single mom, especially in California.
It's how he's going to also view women when
Right.
he gets a certain age because the power of influence. And
Right.
I'm not to say this because I was a little boy at one time too. What my friend said was way more important than what mom
Right.
said.
Yeah. He just so
So
that's what's hard.
I learned,
He's
I learned
so ahead.
sexual
Right.
education from another 13-year-old.
Right.
14-year-olds told us about sex versus because pops was never there. My father was never there. So it's like, do I go tell moms about this? I'm waking up with erections. I can't tell her about it. So I'm going,
Right.
I'm going
And
to tell
that's
the
the
homies.
thing. But
so
I mean, yeah.
it's now of how I view women. When I
Right.
was coming up was totally different. I was told to love them only with my eyes and my hands
Right.
and nothing else. To love women with my eyes and my hands and nothing else.
Right.
See, I was taught wrong because they were taught wrong.
Right.
And now I know it's different now. But you as a
Right.
mother
But I had,
raising a
I mean,
kid, it's
I
gonna be
had
difficult, Deanna,
no clue. Like I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm in the principal office. Like you don't have a girl. What are you talking about? Like, and he was already like, and I'm like, so where do you get this from? Like, who taught you this? Like, who said you can't talk to my girl? Like, who taught you that? But he's just like. It's like it's on TV. Oh, I hear you in the phone texting your
world is
man.
much
So I'm just
smaller.
like, wow, like I really have a boy that's gonna be a man
alright.
one day.
Everything,
And
education is
that's
become right here now.
it's very very hard raising a boy because
That's
he's
why-
private and he's trying his hardest to be a man even at
Right.
9. And I'm like, you're
And
not
he's
a man.
embarrassed
Like
probably
please
to
be
talk
my
about
little
some
boy, but
things.
he doesn't.
So-
He doesn't want to. So that's what's really hard about being a mother with this.
Okay.
And then I'm still kind of looking like this when I leave the house. So he's like, you, like, where you going?
I'm a
you
grown
know?
woman.
My son, I'll get ready. My son hops in front of me in front of the body mirror. Like, you think you cute, Ma? You not. Like, we have like a really good rapport and stuff like that too. As a single mother, he's at dad's house sometimes. So then I get to have my own life too. I'm not going to sit here just twiddling my thumbs. So, it's very interesting. And I'm just trying my hardest to keep him grounded and at the same time, let him know you do kind of have two different households. So what's okay over there, I have no control over. But over here, I can only do
I'm
what
the
I
boss.
can here.
Yeah, I want to be able to close out. Not right now. We got a few more minutes before we close out, but it's important, and we talked about some very empowering stuff right here. I've been educated, and you are speaking not just at women. You're speaking from a woman's point of view, and there's millions of women who are going to be watching this podcast and listening to this podcast. And there's going to be millions of men that's going to listen to this podcast. So what you guys were talking about today was very, very important because it shed some light on me. Yeah, some of us are ignorant. We may look grown, but expressing that sexuality from a woman's point of view, I believe that you guys have given me some information that I was looking for. But now we're gonna get a little deeper in that right there, and I don't want to offend anybody,
Oh, no, that's
but
good.
now, men, I'm gonna say me as a man, I'm a visual kind of guy, right? I'm a visual.
Men in general are.
Men in general. I'm a visual kind of guy, When it comes to sex, making love, or just getting it in, right? They quoted this stuff saying, from a man point of view, he said, "I want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets." Is it important for you as women to receive that same thing also? But a man is like, when we get that hunch in the back, it's like, I want to come home directly after work. You see what I'm going? I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I
be
know what you're
polite,
saying.
but it's exploration with your mate and expressing yourself sexually without feeling, this is intimacy now.
Right.
So again, you can be a single woman and be liberated and do who you want to do. Right? You can be a single woman, be liberated and do what you want to do. Get yours in. Right? And be okay with that. That's empowering for yourself because it's a double standard. Now, double standard, I just said that part. Now it's about with your mate. It's expressing yourself with your mate. You have any experience with that? Without being shy and stuff stuff
I
like
have
that.
plenty of experience with that.
Mhm.
I think that, like she was saying earlier, that whatever, when you're young, you don't really know what you're doing, so sex is uncomfortable and maybe not that fun. But the older you get, and the more you realize, like, hey, I'm allowed to feel good too. Like, I want mine too. So you start learning to ask for what you want. You start learning to be more explicit. Do this, go there, touch this, do that. Um, and so I think that, like you said, a man wants a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. I think a woman wants a gentleman in the streets and a freak in the sheets.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think both people need to give each
You
other
heard
what they want.
you heard that, ladies. You heard that. You heard that, gentlemen. Another thing too. As a man who is experienced, seasoned male adult, sometimes sexually when I'm with my mate and she says, I think I know every damn thing. And she says, I need you to do this right here. Um, Either I could say okay or you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to be clean about it.
Don't be clean.
I don't
Spit
have
it
I'm trying to
out.
be clean about it. You know, I was telling you like
Me and
you
my
want this
mate are
done,
very,
you want
very-
this done, but you ain't doing it to me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh, me and
I
my
see
mate
what
are
you're
very,
saying.
very. We're very, very.
Yeah.
We have a great time. I have a
Okay.
great sex life.
Okay.
We're very open. We're crazy. We do all the fun stuff. Keep it going. You know, nobody else exists on the planet when we have sex. We're crazy.
So I think I hear what you're saying. You're saying a man wants a woman to go down and give him a blowjob. But when a woman wants a man to go down and give her some head, he's like,
Well,
Who?
yeah.
Who's
well,
like that?
Well,
Oh no,
well,
please. No.
I don't
That's
have no
where-
problem with that.
I was gonna say that's when you
I
guys
know- I
start
have no
sitting
problem
on their
with that.
I know
face.
you don't have a problem
Yeah.
with that. But it seems to be a thing that I've, from experience and from hearing other people talk, that
Oh,
men
definitely.
have,
Yeah.
like,
You even said it
problem
right
with
now.
that.
You made sure to state that you weren't a bottom feeder. You made sure to say
Oh,
that.
I
Some
ain't,
men
I
are
ain't,
like,
I ain't gonna eat no
okay,
booty or
eating-
nothing, you know,
exactly.
like
Some
Megan,
booty-
you know, I ain't no booty Megan.
Hey, look here.
I'm not gonna do
Booties
that.
get eaten.
after that Brazilian wax, it's all
they get eaten.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Sip
you
my
know, I
coffee
get
on that
out.
one.
I get out.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
and she'll
but,
tell you, I get
yeah.
out.
Well, it shouldn't
I
be-
wouldn't be
I'm the-
here.
I'm
All
the-
I'm saying is
Yeah.
that if that's the case, then I don't think she should be doing it with either because obviously he doesn't care about how she needs
Exactly.
sexually, and that's very
Exactly.
selfish. And even in so like that's why it's called a job. You know how much work that is. So if I'm sitting here slobbing all kinds of knob, guess what you about to be doing?
Yeah.
Hey, so I don't know about like that.
I'm gonna tell you
I don't-
something
that's
funny.
not
I'm
what's
gonna tell you
happening.
something funny. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I'm laughing because
We at the
my
house
hands are
one
here.
day. We at the house one day, and I say, I want you to put some red lipstick on. She said, why? I said, because I'm gonna give you the clown mouth.
Wow. Okay.
You know, this is grown folks. So in your next song, Megan and Cardi B, you tell them cats that
Clown mouth.
give them a clown mouth. And hit me up if you want to know what the clown mouth is. She'll tell you.
Clown mouth. I'm sure it's smeared everywhere, right? Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got
I'm
you.
being silly. I'm being silly.
I
I'm being
got
silly.
you.
We grown folks up in here. This is
are.
life after death, damn it.
We are. Oral
Yeah.
sex is very important.
It is.
I think oral sex is very important, especially for a woman, because once again, here we go. A lot of women don't
I have
come
friends who've never
vaginally.
had
No,
an orgasm.
I have friends who never had an orgasm too, and
I
some
cried when they
women you
told me.
really can't come vaginally. Like no
Right.
matter what penetration, I don't give a fuck. If you put a jackhammer, it's not gonna happen.
No.
They can only come through
Clitoris
clitoral stimulation.
stimulation,
So if you're
exactly.
gonna be hitting it and not want to eat it, then you have to
Right.
like rub the clit the whole time for her to
Right.
reach her
Yes.
orgasm.
Yes.
And when you have a man that doesn't care about reaching your orgasm,
no.
you don't need to with
No.
him. He's so selfish. Like period.
I'm loving
Yeah.
this conversation because it's liberating, and you don't hear this a lot. You know, men and women talking about this, and of our wants and our needs. And me as a man, I think it's a little different than men's expression of sexuality. I think it's more of a private thing. It's not about how I dress. It's I'm just me as a man. It's how I'm with my mate. It's how I'm with her. it's. I think that's it's a little. It's then again it comes that double standard again. You see where I'm going? It's educational, and this is why I want to talk about this because I have two beautiful women in in the show today with lots with it's crazy. They don't even know each other. They just met each other, and they talked about the exact same thing. So there must be validity to it. You know what I mean? So those who are watching, Megan and Cardi B, continue to empower, and do your thing.
Parents, talk to your children.
But parents, talk to your children. Um,
And men, please take the time to give your girlfriend what she needs.
And men, please stop judging single women for their sexuality. And men, please realize that sometimes you are going to be hit
Yeah,
and
right there.
quit. Period. Not every woman that gives you some wants to marry you. Okay.
so
And
just
if you're going to holler at me, at least make it a respectful compliment. I'll let you down respectfully, too.
Yeah, respect and then disrespectful sex.
So, another thing. One quick question. Cleavage. You see different forms of cleavage. Some are just like bam out there, and then you see them at the store, and they're out there. Why does it have to be cut so low?
Maybe that's
Because
what she
they're
feels
like,
like wearing.
if you're like, what are you looking at, and he gonna say your titties. That's disrespectful, right? But I'm just saying as a man, because I want us men to know this. If you're wearing something really low cut, not to be disrespectful, keep the eyes above, right? But aren't you wearing that to be?
Yes. But that doesn't mean we want nasty compliments or
Right.
nasty things said to
No,
us.
it's not nothing nasty said. It's just
Right.
sitting back,
I think when a woman
checking
wears...
you out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Checking
I
you
think
out.
a woman expects that when she's dressed like that. What she doesn't want is to be disrespected.
Yes,
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Don't,
saying?
like-
yeah, you can say something nice without being rude and just just distasteful.
You getting game right
And
here,
also,
man.
sometimes I'm not even trying to be rude, but just know your place. Sometimes a man, I'm talking about like, not to be rude, but a whole homeless man has walked up to me
Right.
before, like no clothes, tattered out, like what's up, girl?
Yeah.
Not a one damn thing. I don't know why you even came over here like that and like this. And then don't have an attitude with me once I turn you down.
Right,
You're a man.
exactly.
Please be used to hearing no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
No.
saying. Please be used to being denied or what have you. It's okay. There will be another girl that wants nothing but you. But don't have an attitude and don't be too forceful, especially if I don't know you.
disrespectful. If you
I
want to say
find-
something nice, say
yeah,
something nice.
people
You never
put-
know, but just don't be
Right.
that dick that says something stupid,
Yeah.
disrespectful.
And don't scare me either. I've came out
Yeah.
of store to notes on my car and before, like, how the hell you know which one was my car? So you're just peeping me out here, I've had like people follow me out of like just, I'm a massage therapist. So
So you
my
know the first
job in
question.
general, as soon as I tell somebody even what I do, they're like, oh, they like lean back and they just picture me like rubbing them down with oil. And I'm like, I've just massaged somebody who lost
Yeah.
their leg yesterday.
Yeah.
Like it's very
It's like when I tell a man I'm
professional job,
Brazilian.
But yeah, it's just like not every offers an invitation, I guess. It's just like at a grocery store. I see beautiful produce all the time, but I don't walk up to the oranges like, damn, those oranges are good, and damn, those strawberries look ripe. Like,
Right.
you just keep on pushing, Sometimes men just need to, I don't even think sometimes they want to holler. Sometimes men just come up to see what they can do or what you're gonna say.
Right.
Because I've called their bluff before. Some cat callers like, "What's up? What's up?" I turn around. Well, what the fuck is up? Whip it out. What's up? And they're like, oh, terrified. So sometimes I think they just do it just to do
It's an
it.
ego
Men are
thing.
they're
Let me
external.
see.
They
Yeah.
see something, hey, whatever, and then that's it. But just
Today, man, you guys gave up so much, education, and basically you guys gave us some game and educating everybody that's going to be watching this podcast and listening to this podcast. I think it's very powerful. Deanna, you're a very, very powerful woman.
Thank
Gina,
you.
very,
I
very
am.
powerful woman. Both, like I said, both of you guys are very beautiful and education and very, very influential and powerful.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Virgo. I got some of that like
yeah.
Beyonce stuff over here.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo. Michael Jackson. The
Yeah.
greats were all Virgos. Kobe, you know.
I'm very impressed, and I would like to have a part two to this, another
all right.
one, another forum
That we can do.
for women, because again, this is an educational thing, not just a podcast, but it's educational from different points of view, from a male point of view, and from women point of view. And like I said, you guys don't even know each other, but you guys say the exact same thing. So I've learned a lot. I hope our viewers will learn a lot. I want you to guys leave a comment, and this is a beautiful thing because I'm learning still in this new way of life. Because being in the penitentiary for 17 years, there was some arrested development. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And so now I'm still growing. I'm still going. So this is why living life after death. Deanna, we're running out of time, so I'm gonna throw it to you. I want you to give a takeaway for all our viewers. Would you please give us a takeaway of what we talked about today?
Well, I just want women to be respected more sexually. Men are kind of demanding of sex, but they don't want us to be a part of it. This sex is for me too. That's all that's why it's the whole kind of Me Too movement has a lot of everything in it with Me Too. Me Too, I want to work there too. I want to do this too. Hey, this is wrong. Me too. That's all I'm saying. If you're worried about your sex and your pleasure, please remember that sex is my pleasure too. It's not just about a man. That's all. We need no more selfish lovers. I don't even know how many women are dissatisfied with their sex life, or the man won't even take time to comply to her needs. He's kind of wham bam, that's it. And the selfish sex needs to be gone, removed, and just start respecting women who are sexual with themselves. It's okay for grown women. It's okay for single mothers to have sex. I'm not saying everyone go have a one-night stand, but if you do, please don't exile women. Like, we don't do that to men. We're very encouraging of them to be themselves. Boys will be boys all of their lives, and from the time a girl's a little kid, she's taught to be a wife, get your doll in your house and everything. So some women aren't going to take that route. That's it. Some women just aren't going to take that
being
route.
responsible.
Right.
Responsible. So you're a comedian also. You have a website.
I'm a
People
comedian.
can check you out.
You can follow me on my Instagram, Deanna_Michelle, 2 L's _, and I be doing, my funny clips on there and stuff. I'm actually getting ready to work on a podcast myself, where kind of, it's hard for me to find a co-host, so I'm just going to kind of be my own little stunt double over there, have my own little devil side, but it'll be me and some of my other characteristics too. Kind of like a variety show, because my name's Deanna. Everything with a D in it.
Well, thank you, Deanna.
Thank you.
So now, Gina, I want to do the same thing. Give us a takeaway about today, about our show, expressing your sexuality, and from a woman's point of view.
Well, I just hope, I hope that
And a parent.
that generally in this country as a whole, that we get better at speaking to our children about sex and not so afraid of the subject, and having those open lines of communications. I wish that sex wasn't something that was so taboo, that people were so, either ashamed or afraid to talk about. I wish that girls or women could be able to tell their boyfriends or their men, hey, do it like this. I want it like this. I want it like that. And for some reason, they don't, and they just take it and take it and take it until he gets his, and then that's it. So, like you said, I hope that, sex in general as a topic becomes something that's more talked about and more openly communicated, and that we stop viewing the human naked body as something to be ashamed of.
All right. Well, thank you. You have any websites, anything like that?
No, I'm a mom. I do laundry, dinner, carpool.
Okay.
I do all that stuff too. I do all that too. I make a mean Philly cheesesteak.
That's right. Again, I want to thank Deanna, and I want to thank Gina for joining me on this show, this educational show from Life After Death. Mom, your host, DJ Verrett. You can check me out at digitalsoapbox.network.com. Excuse me. I want to thank Smooth Cut Productions for putting it all together. And if you want to, I also wrote a book called An Inside Job from Life in the Maze to an Amazing Life. You can go to www.mrdjverrett.com, MrDJVerrett.com. Order your book, hit me up, saying you um, a member of our show, of our platform, Digital Soapbox Network. I want to thank Big Deal Norman Steele for giving us his platform and all the viewers. And see you next time.